Hello, welcome to the exam tips and format for City and Guilds and Pearson's ICT exams. This is for level 1 and level 2. I'm going to go through each individually just to give you some tips. Basically, what the aim of this exam is to find and select, develop, present and communicate information appropriately. Now, as I've said before and through all my videos, if you've got any issues, please email me. I usually get back fairly quick. There's my email address at the bottom. Don't forget, we can have video or chat calls through Teams. So you should all have Office 365 as a Bedford Tresham College student. You should have all access to that. So set up Teams and we can have one-to-ones or group video chats. Anyway, let's get on with it. So these are the two exam formats, City and Guilds and Pearson's. I'll just go through one at a time. So with City and Guilds, it's a 2-hour exam, and this is the format it will take. It doesn't change. So everything in red, it may appear in your exam. Don't know. See what happens on the day. But everything in black will be in your exam, 100%. So we can see the first thing you're going to be asked to do is internet search. So use the search engine, etc. Then it will be an email, then a spreadsheet, maybe an access, and it'll either be a presentation or a Word document, one of these. You may have mail merge, and then they'll be looking at your folder file evidence, and possibly, depending how intense the rest of it was, you may have some question and answers. I'm going to chat about this at the end, the uploaded evidence. So with Pearson's, again, it's a 2-hour exam. It's classed as a paper-based come online exam. I mean, everything you do will be on the computer. However, all your questions will be on paper, and you'll respond via the computer. So you have 2 parts to your exam. You have a Part A and a Part B. Part A is internet is open, so it's accessible, and that will be for your engines, Google search engine. You may be asked to copy and paste something, but we'll go through this. So Part B, there is no internet access allowed at all. You will be doing a spreadsheet, and then it will followed by either a presentation or a Word document, and then it will be an email, and you will have question and answers. So there are 5 parts to the Pearson's. Depending how intense certain software is with City and Guilds, you may have more than 5 parts. So if we go through each one, in fact, just before I do that, before I go through each one, I'm just going to show you the mark scheme. So for City and Guilds, for level 1 and level 2, for level 1, it's between 26 and 28, depends on the weight of the exam out of 40. So it's either 65% or 70% for level 1s. That's the pass mark. For level 2s, it's 30 out of 50, 60%. So some people have passed without uploading all the evidence. They've accrued the percentage. However, a rough way of speaking about this, in general, would be that if you didn't upload Excel, I don't see you passing. However, if you ran out of time and didn't upload folder file or something, or possibly finished a Word document, you may still pass. But this is predominantly an IT exam, a spreadsheet exam. So yeah, let's work on the premise that you need to upload everything. So we're going to talk about that more. With Pearson's, it's basically 36 out of 50 for both levels, 72%. So let's go back to this page. Let's start with the first one, internet search. We can see they're both an internet search. So with City and Guilds, your internet search will be animated, and you would have seen this in your videos. The good thing about that is, one, you don't have to worry about URLs, etc., and all this stuff, which maybe not too good for an exam, but there are pros and cons to this. So main thing with both of them is make sure that the search engine you use is appropriate. Let's say, for example, Google, and make sure the search criteria you use is specific to the question. For example, if it was asking for flower arranging courses in the UK, and you put in the search bar flower arranging courses, you will be penalised because you didn't say UK. So your search will be wide, it'll be worldwide, it'll be looking at everything. You haven't specifically said what you want. Sorry. So with City and Guilds, once you've done the Google search or the search engine, the next bit will ask you from a drop down to choose an appropriate website that matches your search engine. Just make sure you don't choose anything. Again, it's animated. Don't make sure you don't choose anything that has a prefix AD in red, which is an advert. So have a look at them. There will be some ADs in there. Ignore them and look at the other multi-choice options you have and choose the appropriate one. And there will be some that are similar. So, I mean, if you was choosing school meals, there may be a couple in there that talk about schools, but only one will talk about meals. You will also have to copy and paste some information from certain criteria. They may ask you to go to a website or go to a page that they've got and copy certain criteria from that page. So think about the snipping tool for both of you, for Pearson's and City and Guilds. It's a good tool. You can use copy and paste, not a problem, but think about the snipping tool. It's a good tool. So with Pearson's, your internet access, if I just get up this page, there we go. So with this one, let's just make sure it's up there. Yep, it's up there. So with your internet search, you're going to have this piece of paper, sorry, not this piece of paper, this electronic Word document. It'll be in your folder. Now you're going to be told where your files are. So when you start, the invigilator will direct you or tell you where your files are located on the computer. With City and Guilds, your files just pop up as you go through the exam. So the search engine for this one, just make sure when you're searching, make sure you use the appropriate search criteria and search engine, but you paste your evidence here, not in here like some people do. You paste your Google search engine here and you delete, sorry, not the table bit, and you delete the text. So please put it there. What you will then be asked to do is go and find some information about, okay, this first woman to swim in the English Channel. So you'll be asked then to just now make another Google search, another engine search, and go and find information related to this. And you're going to open up a web page. So you're going to get the information from a web page. Now, the URL just goes in here. So you can see the point. There is no URL for the Google search. It's just a print screen of it. They want to see what search criteria you did. This is a separate search. Now, if they ask you to get an image here, yes, get an image, put an image in. It doesn't have to be massive. Just put it in there just so they can see it. Make sure it's clear. And the URL will be linked to the image. Do not use Wikipedia. And if it is an image, do not use Google Images from the home page. Choose a website. Then you'll be asked for a couple of more questions. So you can see you're doing another search engine and you just find specific details there. But in this case, no URL required, just information response. So please read it carefully. What I would advise you, I just want to jump. See, it goes now down to section B, task 5, which is the last task in your exam. If I was you, my advice would be to do this at the same time as doing the internet search. These are just IT questions. It's your choice. You can do them at the end or do them now. It's just that sometimes when people get to the end of the exam, they forget about this page and they lose all the points. These are just Q&As. So if you haven't got the Q&As, I've got a list of practice ones. Email me for the list. So that's internet search. Apologies, a bit long. Now you can see here with the Pearson's exam, it's 2 hours long. Same. The first part A, the internet search, is 15 minutes long. It doesn't stop after 15. It's just advised that's 15, and the rest of it, oops, I'm in the way, and the rest of it is 1 hour and 3/4. So in total, it's 2 hours. You can take as much as you want on each, but it's advised that's advised it's 15 minutes long, that one, and it gives you 1 hour and 3/4 for the rest. So moving on, we can see City and Guilds, your next part is an email. So I'm going to talk about email as well from Pearson's, but we can see that's further down. So the email for City and Guilds, it's animated again. Now the good thing about this is it's friendly, accessible. You don't have to get used to Yahoo or .com or Google or Gmail or anything like that. It's a nice, plain, simple email. Now, the things to remember about the email are, for both exams, keep it formal. Definitely keep it formal. So I want an email address for the recipient in there. I want a subject heading, an appropriate subject heading, and salutations. So, dear sir, dear Mr. Kerwin, regards Peter, kind regards Shirley. Keep it formal, and a body of text. So for City and Guilds, the body of text you will put in there is possibly just one line to say, please find agenda attached as requested. You're just going to tell the person why you've wrote to them. That's all you have to do. Keep it simple. And if asked, attach the document, the appropriate document if asked. With City and Guilds, sometimes they may ask you to insert some information like a web link or something like that, and that would go in the text, in the body of text. So just be aware, if it's an attachment, you attach it like a photo. If it's an insert, like a web link, you insert it into the text. Now, with City and Guilds, you possibly may have to create contacts and groups and put the contacts in the groups, maybe a calendar event, add a folder and move files into the folder. These are all the things that it could ask you. So when you're doing the mocks, complete the mock and then do additional, just make sure you can do it all. I don't mind that in the mocks. I don't mind marking extra. So with Pearson's, your email, it's a strange one, this one is, because it says no internet access in Part B. However, when you get to the email part, you will need to use the internet to find the link. Yeah, it's one of them I before E except after C. Oh, wait a minute, doesn't always work kind of things. Anyway, you're going to get a slip of paper. You would have seen it in the videos, a slip of paper with all the information on there and where to go. So watch the video again, but just make sure when you start the exam, you've got your paper questions and you've got a slip of paper for your footer evidence and where to go for the emails, and you know where your files are. So with yours, again, keep it formal. Keep your emails formal. Again, subject heading, salutations. Now with your emails, you need 2 sentences at least. So the first sentence will be, why are you writing to me? So just, please find attached meeting agenda as requested. Now your second sentence, they will ask you to ask a question. So they may say, can you ask the person to check, make sure it's all, proofread it, make sure everything's okay. Make sure you ask that question. So the first sentence is why you're writing to them. Second sentence, what do you want them to do? And again, you'll have an attachment, and you'll be print screening your email onto a Word document. Make sure you put a footer in. We're going to talk more about that later though. So that's emails. I can see City and Guilds goes on to spreadsheets. In fact, we're both on spreadsheets, so we can discuss them both together. So with spreadsheets, with City and Guilds, you may have to, for level 2s, you may have to upload a text file to put into your spreadsheet. So we can talk about that, but there is information regarding access and mail merge which shows you how to upload, and the process is very similar. But again, any issues, you email me. So with both spreadsheets, for City and Guilds and Pearson's, formatting, 100%. Make sure your formatting is spot on. And when I talk about formatting, I'm talking about columns. Open up all the columns, format the cells to currency, to date, to percentages. Do I need decimal places or not? Center a line in the cells, numerical data, center a line, that kind of thing we're looking at. And also main headings. If they are 14, size 14, and your subheadings are size 12, and the rest of your text is 11, perfect. Grid lines maybe as well. So think about your formulas and functions. Make sure you're using the right one. With City and Guilds, your functions you may be asked to do are if statements, if and, if or. You may be asked to do 1 or 3 of them. With Pearson's, your functions, your major functions that you will be asked, this is level 2 I'm talking about, your major functions you'll be asked are VLOOKUPs and if statements. You may be asked to do 1 or 2 of them. Another tip I would say would be to rename your tabs at the bottom of your spreadsheet. So your little tabs